Hello, hello, everybody. Hi, it's Catherine, Conscious Creatrix, 5D Visionary, coming to you today with a little bit of information about consciousness mechanics and Ascension Code Seeding. What the heck is Ascension Code Seeding? What are consciousness mechanics? So I have a book coming out and companion live course on September 19th, 2019. And it is called The Consciousness Mechanics of Ascension. Hi, Carolyn. Activating and applying the technologies of 5D consciousness to our 3D reality now. Ascension isn't coming, it's here. Higher timeline availability isn't coming, it's here. It's not that we're going anywhere, we are aligning with a vibration. And many of us are aligning already with vibrations that are beyond 4D into 5D, 6D, 7D, 8D, 9D, up to 12D and beyond. Some of us, depending on where we happen to be vibrating on our scale of emotional frequency. If we're leading from the heart, we can access these higher timelines right now. I did a live on it the other day. If you check out my weekly energy check-in right here on this page, or you go to my YouTube channel at Catherine Massel, my Abundant Intuitive podcast, I tell you all about it if you go to the weekly energy check-in for 8/11/2019. And so consciousness mechanics are a way of bridging in thought and feeling the frequency of where we are resonating in 3D, 4D, sometimes moving in and out of 5D consciousness, but anchoring in the frequencies of 5D and beyond into our everyday reality right now. There are 8 technologies that I have downloaded, been gifted with, had them shared with me through my guides, Mother Creatrix, spiritual helpers, ascended masters, and this has been a culmination of information, frequencies, and things that I have cultivated over the last 3 years, let's just say, 2.5, close to 3 years. It's been a major incubation process of me being able to be in the frequency of bringing these things in by shedding, going through a lot of different identity crises and personality crises in order for me to bring this stuff in. I don't see it as a sacrifice. I see it as an alignment overall, so that I could bring this in and share this with you. And so the book is being completed. I'm editing it right now. This is my second book. My first one is I Choose This. You can go into Kindle, Amazon Kindle, and find that. This is my second book, and this is really the most important one and an extremely pivotal point in not only my timeline of my life, but for many people, because for many of you who follow me, a lot of you who share my, feelings on Ascension, you know that you are already starting to feel that very tingly, very expansive, very palpable, very electric energy of the expanse opening up. And with that, there are tools that exist, technologies, where we work with our inner technology, our technology of emotion, to help us create this bridge in consciousness between 3D and 5D. And these certain tools, these technologies, these 8 technologies that I share with you in my Consciousness Mechanics book and in my live companion course, I give you detailed instructions on how to use these technologies right now to anchor in and ground into your physical body, all of the structures, systems, organs, cells of your body. Know this stuff already. And now, I guess you could say, in a way, although there's a much bigger explanation for this, in a way, we are ready to bring these tools back in, to remember these tools. It's not that we don't know these tools, but we are in a place now where, let's just say, we're being trusted again with energies on high, because humanity has made certain mistakes before. Civilizations have collapsed because we've misused these technologies before. Many of these things we are ready to be able to implement and use as actual tools and create this bridge in our technology, this bridge in our consciousness of being able to understand how to use these tools again, remember how to use these tools again in very effective ways, so that we can lead from the heart, so that we can unite fully in unity consciousness and carry humanity forth. And the natural progression in everything is to move back to love, to return to love. And that's what unity consciousness is. That is what 5D consciousness and beyond is. And we can only do this if we lead from the heart. So the inner technology of our emotions allows us to do this. If you are leading from the heart and you desire to live a lifetime, the rest of your time here on this planet, incarnate as a human being, living from the heart, this is the book and the companion program for you. So that's a little bit about consciousness mechanics. But I want to talk about specifically, this live is to talk about Heightback, is to talk about the current timeline split that we are going through. We're going through a very, very highly contrasted timeline split between 3D and 5D reality. This is happening right now. This is a portal of energy that opened way back in March. And it is this culminating energy that is throughout the 12th of August of 2019 through about this 19th of September 2019. We have this timeline kind of sealing shut. It's compressing. The way we'll experience it here in 3D linear time is that this portal is compressing or contracting. And it's either closing in and sealing in a way of being that you're just going to like hit the repeat button on the way you've been over the last 2-3 decades or maybe even more, and repeat that through a cycle of the next 11 or 12 years. Or you are anchoring in a higher timeline of being. If you want to know more about this, please check out the weekly energy check-in for August 11th, 2019, right here on this page or on my YouTube channel at Catherine Massell. So in this timeline split, we're noticing a very heightened level of contrast between the choices that we're making, like the things that are right in front of us. How do I choose? Well, you get to choose either based on the record of your past and the experiences that have informed your perspective up until this time, or you get to make choices based on the higher timeline you are choosing. Are you leading from the heart is another way to say that. Do you desire to continue to live a life out until you go out of this lifetime, toes first, leading from the heart? Then that contrast becomes very, very clear. Am I making choices that are leading from the heart, or am I making choices leading from the head based on a past record of my experiences and events? And am I only thinking about what is possible based on what I've experienced before? You get to make your choices. It's really kind of this black and white right now. Okay, there's not a lot of gray areas here. And that's what happens when a timeline kind of seals shut or a portal closes, okay? A lot of decisions come into very heightened contrast, very heightened stark relief, and it's either this or that, not a lot of gray areas. So if you've noticed having a higher level of contrast in the choices that you're making, you're having an even harder time making decisions in your everyday life, this is why, okay? And those ascension symptoms, which we're experiencing, headaches, fatigue, overall bodily discomfort, pressure, inflammation in the joints, feeling like our body is kind of shrinking, like our joints are kind of compressing in on themselves. This is not an illusion. This is not an imagination. This is our body working with or trying to accommodate these frequencies, these very, very higher light quotients coming into the planet as cosmic ascension codes. We're feeling over emotional, not just the body do we feel this, but we feel it in the mind. We feel it in the emotional field. We feel fatigued. We feel hypersensitive. We maybe lash out at people for no reason, have bouts of crying, bouts of hysterical laughter. We feel stressed. We feel sleeplessness, highly active dream states, okay? These are all signs of ascension symptoms, and that's not an exhaustive list. There are so many other things. So for many people right now, this major timeline shift is bringing heightened contrast, heightened confusion, heightened states of overwhelm, right? We're just like, oh my God, I want to crawl out of my skin, right? But you don't have to suffer. You don't have to suffer through ascension symptoms if you don't want to. One of these 8 technologies that has been shared with me and that I'm sharing with you in my book, Consciousness Mechanics, and in my companion live course that starts September 19th, is one of these technologies that's called Ascension Code Seeding. So I'm not going to give a full detailed explanation in here, but I'm going to give you an idea of what the benefits are of being able to know how to work with this very practical and tangible tool of Ascension Code Seeding. It is a practice that I share with you and I'll teach you. You already know how to do it. but you're going through, let's just say this companion program in the book are going through, helping you, taking you by the hand and helping you to remember these technologies, because it's all part of your DNA coding. It's all part of your infinite ethereal template of your DNA. Let's just put it that way. So this is one of the most amazing technologies available right now for assisting our individual and collective ascension process. And it is called Ascension Code Seeding. This is just one of the 8 technologies that I share with you in this book and program. So by working directly with Pure Source, we are able to consciously seed the human body and mind, all of its energy points, the organs, the systems, the blood, down to the cellular level, with the best way to explain it would be antiviral and neutralizing energy. Okay? By working with Pure Source energy, you're basically working with, I'm going to break this down on a scientific level for a second, just for the ease of helping you kind of understand why this is neutralizing energy, this Ascension Code Seeding. Our bodies, ionically, are positively charged. Okay? That's why when you go out to the lakeshore, or you stand by the shore of the ocean, or you go into a forest, you feel balanced, you feel whole. Why? Because the forest, the trees, the ocean, water, they are negatively ionically charged. So the polarizing charge of your positive ionic charge of your whole body gets balanced and brought into homeostasis, okay, and neutralized by being in the presence of negative ionic charges, being in a forest, being by the water, okay, being in a big windy open meadow, okay. When you work with Pure Source, and all of these expressions, by the way, these expressions, water is an expression of Pure Source, a tree is an expression of Pure Source. We share DNA with trees, okay? Just like you share DNA with Pure Source consciousness. You share DNA with water because it is an expression of Pure Source consciousness. See the connection here? Okay. So when you work with Pure Source consciousness, you are working with something that is negatively ionically charged. Okay, it's the best way for me to explain it so you kind of get this in the physical or on an intellectual level. And with that negative ionic charge, you are seeding the human body, which is positively ionically charged, with bringing in new information, new light to all the energy points, all the nadis, the meridians in the body, the energetic transformers in the body that translate higher light codes into information that we can understand. We have energetic transformers in the body that do that. All of that gets hit by this energy. The organs, the systems, the blood, all of the cells, okay, in your body get antiviral neutralizing energy. So consider for a moment that when you're experiencing ascension sickness, okay, you have some forms of ascension symptoms. Usually we feel more than one, especially those of us who are hypersensitive and more empathic and very awake on our spiritual journey of awakening. We have more than one ascension symptom. So you could call it an ascension sickness at that point. And we feel it in the body and mind because we are all an expression of Pure Source being, but we've been fragmented, we've been fractioned off so that this infinite could be held in the confines of a body. There are obvious limitations with that, yes? So the body reacts almost as if it has a virus. This is the best way for us to explain it. That's not what is entirely going on, but that's a good way to explain it, okay? And so the highest frequencies of vibrating at the level of source, they get distorted, and they cause malfunctions. They cause distortions in the body, viral reactions, if you will, in the body, that give instructions to the cells to protect themselves against something that feels invasive or foreign. So I want you to note, okay, because if you're taking this in from just a human scope of perception, you're getting this wrong, because many of you will feel like, well, this means that our bodies are imperfect. This means that, our bodies aren't functioning properly. That's not what's going on at all. Our body is one of the most amazing mechanisms, if not the most amazing mechanism on this planet. It's extremely efficient. It's extremely intelligent. It runs on the intelligence of Pure Source consciousness. So how could it not be perfect? You're missing the point. To believe that the body is sacrificing or conceding something in order to be able to inhabit source energy, you're getting it wrong. And you're looking at this from a limited scope of human perception, from ego scope of perception. This technology is available to us now so that we can remember how powerful we are. in programming this mechanism of the human body, okay? We're very, very powerful, we always have been, at programming this mechanism of the body to live in the flow of source. It's just up till now we've been programming it to live in the flow of ego, okay? Think about it that way. You might want to meditate on that for a little bit. So there is this technology of Ascension Code Seeding, which is a new consciousness mechanism. It's part of the consciousness mechanics that have been shared with me. It is one of the 8 technologies that orient your physical self to the higher frequency timelines of 5D and beyond through the light body to live in Christed consciousness as your higher self right now, okay? So I share these 8 consciousness mechanics in my upcoming book in the Companion Live course, and this starts on September 19th, 2019. And the book is called The Consciousness Mechanics of Ascension, activating and applying the technologies of 5D consciousness to our 3D reality now. And so with this particular technology, Ascension Code Seeding, what you are doing, what you are learning, what you are remembering to practice with is one of the universal laws, the law of entrainment. And we're able to sync up the mismatched frequencies in the body that cause the distortions, which end up as ascension symptoms and sickness. The law of entrainment, we're always using it, but we're not consciously using it. The law of entrainment that says things that are out of alignment, eventually the lower vibration syncs up and matches up with the higher frequency. This is always at play. We're always using this. But most of the time, we are unconscious and using the law of entrainment. And this is one of the most powerful universal laws that allows us to create, again, this bridge from being in 3D and working with the rules of engagement, let's just say, of 5D consciousness and beyond. The natural flow of all things in life, is towards source. All that which we are seeks naturally to attain the highest frequency of being so that the lower energies connect, reintegrate, and synchronize. This is what the law of entrainment really is. Such is this Ascension Code Seeding. It is a practice which entrains the lower tones and harmonics in the body and mind down to the cellular level to resonate at the highest level of vitality and balance and vibrancy in the body, okay? So this not only alleviates ascension symptoms, but it no longer allows your body to be a vessel that holds a space for lower belief systems and beliefs and thought forms, rather. You make clearer decisions that are in alignment with your true divine nature, and you recalibrate your overall frequency to better match and direct your creations in 3D, because you are not informed from the ego's perspective here. When you are using Ascension Code Seeding, you are informed from the high 5D scope of perception, okay? So this book and this powerful companion program are being sold as a package. Now, I've had some people, hi Stacy, in fact, I think it was Stacy earlier that asked me, am I selling this book on its own? Eventually, yes. Eventually, yes. But what is the most powerful thing about offering this as a package and a live companion course with the book when it comes out is that these 8 technologies I'm going to teach you in very detailed ways, or let's just say take you by the hand and help you to remember how to work with these technologies in very distinct, very literate, very tangible and practical ways. This is not conceptual. This is practical. So the reason why I'm offering a live companion course is to give you all of the information to work with these tools in the most effective way possible as they're meant to be brought in, okay? This is why this has been percolating over 3 years, is because I've been fine-tuning how to bring these technologies in, how to share them, how to explain them, and how to help you to remember how to use them in the most effective way that they're meant to be used, okay? We do not want another Atlantis, okay? So if you want to, and I mean Atlantis in the sense where we misused technologies in that incarnation, okay? We fell out of alignment with pure source being. And power structures took over that shouldn't have. And it allowed for distortions in the way that these tools and technologies were brought through. We don't want this again. So there is a great deal of responsibility and accountability in teaching, sharing helping you remember these technologies in a way that we're making sure, me, my guides, everyone I work with, that this is brought in at the highest level of integrity possible. That's why I'm not just putting the book out there. I'm teaching it as a live companion course, because there is a great deal of responsibility for us as the human collective to be able to use these tools responsibly. Because everything that we do, everything that we tap into on an individual level at this point, moving towards unity consciousness, moving towards source, it's not just about you, me anymore. It is about us. It is about unity consciousness. It is about the collective. This is where we fell from grace before. This is where we lost our innocence before. We don't need to repeat this again. We're smarter than that. We're better than that. Okay? So I take a great deal of responsibility and accountability in sharing this with you. Okay? So if you want to get in on this program, there is going to be a link right here. I'm going to give you the full description that I just shared with you about Ascension Code Seeding, which is only one of the 8 technologies that I'm sharing. This is a course open to anyone who wants to lead the rest of their life moving towards source, leading from the heart, leading from the emotional field instead of the intellectual field. This is where we get into trouble when these are not in balance, but really about moving into the higher 5D timelines, choosing those, activating those, anchoring those higher 5D timelines. We must remember how to live from the heart, to lead from the heart, okay? So, consciousness mechanics, I'm very, very excited to teach this program. I can't tell you how exciting this information is, even to just do this live and share this with you. And that's only one of the 8 things that I'm sharing. So please, please, please take a look at the description in the comments here. Sign up for the course now. Pre-sale is open now. This is offered at $7.97 for this 8-week course of the live companion course and the book. You will get both as a package. September 19th, 10 a.m. Pacific time is when we start. There will be a live Facebook group that we have set up for this, because there's going to be a lot of questions. You guys are going to need a lot of help with this stuff. You're going to want to resist some of it. You're going to want to look at some of it from the ego scope of perception. So the live Facebook group, the companion Facebook group that will go along with this live course, will be really helpful for you guys who are joining to ask questions, to share your experiences, to talk about what comes in, to talk about what is shedding, all of the things that are going on, to have discussion, intellectual discourse, and emotional discourse about all this stuff coming in. It's really important to have that support group as I teach this material. The program is offered at an early bird price right now for $7.97. This price goes away on August 18th, and it goes up to $9.97, okay? At that point, when it goes up to $9.97, there will be a payment plan, so you can do 2 monthly payments of $5.99. That won't be available till after August 18th, but you can get in right now for $7.97. I have a VIP offering so that you can optimize your ability to work with these technologies by getting your 24-strand sacred DNA activation and restructuring. If you buy this program and want to add on the 24-strand sacred DNA activation and restructuring, you can do that for $100 off the regular price of 24-strand sacred DNA activation and restructuring. That's the VIP option. You'll need to reach out to me directly to initiate that, okay, to purchase that. But the link for the course and the book will be here in the comments with the early bird price. Remember, this is only available at $7.97 until August 18th, and then it goes up to $9.97. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for those who feel the expanse of this and are ready to leap into these new technologies and learn them in a very responsible and accountable way, and learn how to anchor these higher timelines into 3D now, into our reality now. You can start living at a 5D, 6D, 7D timeline if that is your choosing. These are the tools that help you bridge that consciousness gap. So love and light, love and peace. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.